We want to share with you our top 10 most popular episodes. This episode here marks the 2-year anniversary of the What Could Go Right podcast. And so we figured in a little retrospective, it'd be fun to go back. For those of you that are new, you might want to go back and check out some of these episodes that have been the most interesting to our listeners. And if you've been with us along the way, this will be a fun trip down memory lane to hit some of the ones that have been most intriguing. And we don't know who listens, but just looking by the numbers, these are the ones that the most people have been interested in. Welcome to the What Could Go Right podcast. We are your hosts, Erik Orton.
And I'm Emily Orton.
And here we talk about personal growth and sailing. In 2014, we moved aboard a fixer-upper sailboat and bootstrapped a year sailing with our 5 kids, and it changed our lives forever.
We tell the whole story in our memoir, our book, 7 at Sea. On this podcast, we want to help you go from fear to freedom, one adventure at a time.
So we're going to just start with number 10 and count down to number 1. We'll tell you the episode number, the title, and a quick blurb about it so that you can scroll through and check these out if they sound interesting to you. So the first one is episode 81.
Or number 10.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. So the top 10 countdown, starting with number 10, is episode 81, What Surprised Me in Thailand. And Emily, you want to give the quick overview?
Sure. So Erik hosted a boatload of scuba divers who wanted to do a diving trip in Thailand, and he had never been to Asia. And so he got to hit, I think, Korea along the way as well, just really quick. But this excursion was out of Phuket, Thailand. And when he got back, I asked him all the questions so we could get his fresh eyes on his take on this idyllic destination. So that is the number 10 slot for most listened to podcasts on What Could Go Right.
Yeah, so that's number 10. Number 9 is episode 18, the 100-year grid. And the 100-year grid runs deep in our family. In fact, I walked into our closet the other day and Emily had her personal 100-year grid up where she could see it every day. And I'll just tell you really quickly what it is. The 100-year grid is something that Emily got from, I think, your sister-in-law. I guess my sister-in-law as well.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you can do it on graph paper or just sketch it out, but it's a 10 by 10 grid where one square is 1 year of your life. And let's just say you live to 100 to make the math easy. And then you kind of map out the whole bird's eye view of your life. And what we did was we said, what year was if you have kids, what year was your first child born? And if you have more than one child, or I guess any children, you can say, what year do you anticipate them leaving? And we just said to make it a little bit arbitrary, we said the age of 18.
Yeah.
And then you fill in all of those squares in between. And those are the years that you're going to have kids at home. If you have kids, what we found, why don't you tell what you found the first time?
I just discovered that the child rearing phase didn't last forever, that there were a couple decades before it and several decades after it. So when things were tricky, it helped me recognize this doesn't last forever. And when things were really sweet and precious, it helped me recognize this doesn't last forever. And it also helped us keep in mind that they were all going to move out and we needed to make sure that we kept our marriage as the priority throughout. But you should listen to the whole episode.
Sorry,
it's not too long. We don't want to give all
Sorry.
the details, but it is nice to have a bird's eye view of your life and kind of recognize. On the one hand, it gives you a sense of spaciousness that there is a lot of time. And on the other hand, it can help you balance and remember you don't get to do every single thing. There is a lot of time, but it's finite. And so it helps clarify the decisions that you want to make and what matters to you.
So that's episode, or that's in the number 9 slot for our top 10. It's episode 18, the 100-year grid. The number 8 episode, I'm getting confused how to say this.
Yeah.
In the number 8 slot, like the 8th most popular episode is episode 20, How to Ruin a Marriage. And honestly, I don't remember anything about this because I do not know how to ruin a marriage.
Okay,
So,
we love this. Like, obviously, nobody wants to ruin a marriage, but we all know how to do it. using design strategy trusted in many industries, you reverse engineer how to make your marriage flourish. So a lot of times in the design industry, they might say like, how will we ruin it? And then thinking of all the ways to break something helps you know how to protect it and how to repair it and how to keep it strong and thriving. So, I always say having a family is a big adventure, and the relationships you have affect all the other parts of your life. So as we've made this podcast, we started out coaching on one thing, and it's kind of refined to mostly be about self-development and these sailing trips, but relationships are always part of it. So this one was about marriage, and we just kind of pulled back the curtain on our own relationship, and we shared some true failures and triumphs for you to apply in your own relationships to help make your marriage journey more resilient. So that was episode 20.
So in the number 7 slot is episode 2.
Whoa, that's going back.
Going way back. How to get your kids to take your advice.
Every parent wants to know, how can I get my grown kids to listen to my advice? And if only your kids would listen to your advice, their lives would be so much easier, right? In this episode, we talk about one rule with 6 parts to it to effectively share advice. You get some sample scripts you can use to improve your communication immediately. And then we just say, what could go right in your lives and your kids' lives. And I'll give you the little secret is to make sure your advice is solicited, that they want it before you give it. And then we give the script for how you can do that in the episode.
All right. So that's the number 7 slot. The number 6 slot is episode 21, 3 questions to discover what you really want.
Okay. And this is from our Blue Sky questions. We have 7 Blue Sky questions that we use in our coaching, and sometimes we share them on our sailing trips as well if people are interested in thinking about this stuff. But in this one, we just shared 3. It says, you'll discover the invaluable insight of challenging societal expectations, paving the way for your authentic self to shine through. As you listen, you'll learn the importance of deliberate self-reflection, helping you connect deeply with your desires. This episode empowers you to take the helm of your own life, making conscious choices that align with your truest self. Dive in and discover how understanding your genuine aspirations, like what's truly on your heart, can lead to more meaningful connections, both with yourself and those around you. This isn't just a podcast episode. What? No. What is it? It's a roadmap to a more authentic, fulfilling life that you can start exploring right now. And with this one, I love to have a little caveat. In the self-development world, it can become the development of selfishness. And so I think as you look in to figure out what it is that is really in your heart, it's usually going to be something that allows you to show up and contribute in your best ways, those things that light you up and help you connect with others. All right, what's our 6th most?
Okay, so that was slot number 6.
All right, and number 5.
Slot number 5 is episode 32, pulling off their first 1-month family trip with Brooke and Nathan Schmoe.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this episode was so fun. We've known this couple since they were single, and we went to their wedding.
15,
I mean, I don't know. I'm not
15,
gonna.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna guess.
Many years.
We went to their wedding. We visited them when we lived aboard Fezziwig. We stopped in Florida and visited them, and they were coming to us for the coaching to say like, hey, we are feeling stuck in our own lives, and we want to create some other things. We recognize life is short, and we want to create some other memories. So we coached them, and they did this epic trip in the face of so many obstacles, including a horrible car accident. And that actually, instead of them saying, I guess we shouldn't do our trip, they said, this is the reason that we need to really stay focused on having experiences like this with our family, because you just never know what life is going to throw at you, and you don't want to miss out. So in this episode, Brooke and Nathan Schmoe share their journey of reclaiming life with their 4 kids through intentional adventure. They embarked on the first of 5 road trips. They plan to do 5 epic summers before their kids start leaving home to create lasting memories. And despite those obstacles, they persevered and experienced the magic of their dream. Through coaching and accountability, they navigated challenges and found joy in the journey. They discussed the process of navigating time away from work and paying for the trip, plus the payoffs of how they created new connections with their kids and each other. And Brooke says, we gave ourselves permission to be great. And that is a really awesome episode. It's a fun conversation.
All right. So that's in slot number 5. And back to back with that, if you're already there, slot number 4 is episode 33, the very next one, Raising Kids and Chasing Dreams at the Same Time with Dreyson and Shaundi Killpack. And this was another couple that we coached in a retreat setting.
Yeah, we did a couples retreat, and we gave them some language and some ideas and some permission.
They just ran with it.
They really did. They received it. Having kids doesn't mean putting fun on hiatus. Some people think you need to have all your fun before your kids come along, and it's just not true. In this episode, Dreyson and Shaundi Killpack tell us there is another way. They used to think dreams were for other people without kids at home, but when they changed their minds, they also changed their lives. As it turns out, dreams brought them closer as a couple, as a family, and even deepened their connections with extended family. And that has gone on to be a new way of living for them. They've gone to India. They've spent a month in Hawaii. They have changed their minds and changed their lives. So that is a great starter episode if you feel that adventure is for other people without kids.
Yeah, I was really, one of my surprise takeaways from that was how them going away as a couple actually strengthened their relationship with their kids and their kids' relationship with the extended family, the way that they did it. So
yeah,
definitely worth a listen. So that was the number 4 slot. And the number 3 slot is episode 39, Going from Dreamers to Doers with Tiffany and Jared Wingert, also a couple that we've sailed with. They were coaching clients. And again, they just took what we were able to offer them, and they ran with it and made it their own. And it was really fantastic. And we were able to catch up with them partway through their process.
Do you have an idea that feels so big and unlikely that you don't even want to tell anyone about it? Maybe you feel your dreams, once again, are for other people. If so, you'll love this episode. Jared and Tiffany Wingert wanted to connect with their neighbors and connect their neighbors to each other. They saw rampant loneliness and wanted to do something about it. What started as a backyard apple party turned into something much more ambitious. So ambitious, Jared was hesitant to say it out loud, even to Tiffany. He had no idea how to make it happen. So they signed up for the Navigator Framework private coaching in their beginning stages. Today, on this episode, if you listen to episode 39, they unveil their epic journey. Or
30. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry,
yeah,
it is
39.
Sorry.
Okay, glad we got that on record. Okay. They unveil their epic journey to bring an entire town together, including their inspirations, small steps, obstacles, and miracles. Along the way, they reveal how big dreams, whatever your dreams are, come together.
All right. So that is the number 3. That's the bronze medal of the top 10 podcasts.
Yeah.
Silver medal second place goes to episode 10, Marriage and Midlife Pivots with York and Jane Young, longtime friends of ours, one of the first people that we ever took sailing. And it's just been fun to be a part of their journey and to have a small place along the way to cheer them on.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're supposed to call him Y.E. Young now because now he's an author. When we first...
Like J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, when we first did this episode, he hadn't written his book yet. But all of these adventures, like when you finish one thing, you just think, what else can I do? And some of those fear obstacles knock down, or you just get after it. So later we have another interview with him where he's talking about his new book, Ridiculously Okay. Yeah. But if you are looking for some real talk about midlife shifts, this is an honest conversation for you. This courageous couple will help you explore common pitfalls and pivots in a hopeful way. Their kids were moving out. Y.E. Young, he watched from the grind of his job as his wife Jane had more bandwidth for new ventures. They didn't have as much in common as they did when their kids were small. Their dreams were shifting. How could they create something to give them common ground, to dig in and work together? these guys, they started a business together. They ran a yoga studio together. They went through the whole process of exiting the business again on the other side and selling it. And they did a 500-mile walk in Spain where
El Camino.
There was just nowhere to go. They had you couldn't distract yourself. You couldn't pretend something else was bothering you. You just had to lay it all open, plain and simple, and work it out. And
talking about relationship wise,
and that is what they did. And they tell all about how it wasn't pretty, but it was worth it. And they're now more vibrant individually and together than they ever were before.
All right, drum roll. Gentle drum roll on the table so we don't bump the mic. Top episode. No surprise here. Episode number 1. The one question that can immediately improve your life. This is like the baby pictures of our podcast. You go back and we're just like, hey, just popping on here to start a podcast.
This podcast is less than 12 minutes long. And the question is also the title of this podcast. What could go right?
So if you want to go back and pick our top 10 episodes, now you know what they are. Bump through them in whatever order you want. But wherever you are, whatever episodes you're listening to, thanks for being a part of our 2-year journey in podcasting. It's always satisfying when we hear from you about what helps you, what has encouraged you. And if you have ideas, feel free to shoot those over to us. But we do this podcast for you because your dreams matter, your hopes matter. If sailing plays into that, great. We're here for you, or whether with us or somebody else. But just know that our goal is to help you make good things happen in your life. And so we hope that you will continue to ask yourself what could go right in your life. Hey guys, it's Eric. Before we wrap up, I want to give you the sailing takeaway. As I'm recording this, at the moment, we're going to be in Italy, June 7th through the 14th. We do have one cabin at the moment. By the time this airs, that may be gone. But if you're curious, just ping me, hello@theawesomefactory.nyc. We're also going to be in Greece, July 19th through the 26th. And then we're going to be in Croatia, August 2nd through the 9th. So if any of those are interesting to you, drop us a line, hello@theawesomefactory.nyc. Also, one thing to note, these trips are 2 days longer than our regular trips. So you get 2 bonus days as compared to the regular trips that we do in other parts of the world. Also, because of this acquisition that we've mentioned a couple times, we may not be doing more trips to the Mediterranean for a while because we're going to be otherwise occupied during the summer months with this possible new business. So if you want to get to the Mediterranean, this is your year. We're for sure going, not sure after this, but Italy, June 7th through the 14th. At the moment, there's one cabin. Greece, July 19th through the 26th. There's one cabin for now. And then Croatia, August 2nd through the 9th. We got a couple of cabins available. So DM me, DM us, or email us, and we'd love to hear from you and see if it's a fit. Also, at the end of our trips, I like to share what people have taken away. So I asked them a couple of questions. They're kind enough to share their answers with me and give me permission to share them with you. So here's a takeaway from somebody who came sailing with us recently.
Okay, so I'm the oldest one of this group, and I have a little bit of a balance problem. So that was a worry for me, being on a boat. I knew a catamaran was the best boat to be on for that. But what I want to say is there's handles everywhere to hang on to in maneuvering around the boat. And so if anybody wonders about that, that's a good thing. So the delightful things for me is, for starters, when we found this crew, Erik and Emily gave me the idea that they were concerned about the camaraderie between the group, and that our lives would be better for having been here, and that is exactly what happened. The camaraderie in this group is just excellent, and that is one of my biggest delights. My second delight was the food, and the way everybody took turns cooking it. So some of us sat and waited and were served on, others cooked and served it, and it just worked fantastic. So if you want your life to be enriched, I would say do this.